1. What is the primary motivation for criminal syndicates in launching cyber attacks? A. They are bored and just want to see what they can do. B. They are funded by nation-states or governments with specific targets. C. They want to raise awareness about a social or political cause. D. Their main goal is to get more money, typically through criminal activities. Explanation. Criminal syndicates' primary motivation in launching cyber attacks is monetary gain through criminal activities, as specified in the text. They conduct these activities, often organized similarly to legitimate businesses, with the goal of profiting from them. 2. What is an advanced persistent threat app typically characterized by? A. They are typically bored individuals with a lack of sophistication who launch attacks for fun. B. They are typically involved in crime for the sole purpose of making money. C. They are typically groups of organized threat actors that engage in targeted attacks against organizations over long periods of time. D. They are typically involved in activist movements and launch attacks to raise awareness about causes. Explanation. Advanced Persistent Threats (APTs) typically involve groups of organized threat actors that focus on specific targets, often with the sponsorship of nation-states or governments. These attackers have the ability to launch sophisticated and targeted attacks over a long period of time, which often results in significant data breaches. 3. What term best describes the group of threat actors who are usually highly organized, funded by nation-states, and target specific organizations for long periods of time? A. Criminal syndicates. B. Script kiddies. C. Hacktivists. D. Advanced Persistent Threats (APTs). Explanation. Advanced Persistent Threats (APTs) refer to a group of highly organized threat actors, often sponsored by nation-states or governments, who target specific organizations in sophisticated, long-term attacks. They typically have a tremendous amount of resources and funding. 4. Which are some of the reported names for the APTs sponsored by the Iranian government? A. PLA Unit 61398, Buckeye, Double Dragon. B. Elfin Team, Helix Kitten, Charming Kitten. C. Ricochet Chalama, Lazarus Group. D. Fancy Bear, Cozy Bear, Voodoo Bear, Venomous Bear. Explanation. According to the text, the reported names for the APTs sponsored by the Iranian government are Elfin Team, Helix Kitten, and Charming Kitten. 5. Which of the following is not a reported name for an app sponsored by the Russian government? A. Fancy Bear. B. Cozy Bear. C. Venomous Bear. D. Alpha Bear. Explanation. The Advanced Persistent Threats (APTs) associated with the Russian government that are outlined in the text include Fancy Bear, Cozy Bear, Venomous Bear, and Voodoo Bear. The name Alpha Bear does not appear and therefore is not one of the reported APTs affiliated with Russia. 6. What description is accurate regarding the threat actor referred to as a script kiddie? A. They are an advanced persistent threat sponsored by nation-states. B. They are a hierarchy-structured criminal syndicate focused primarily on financial gain. C. They are an activist who launches attacks to raise awareness for a cause. D. They use existing computer scripts or codes to launch attacks, usually with little expertise or sophistication. Explanation. Script kiddies refer to attackers who generally lack expertise and sophistication. These individuals use existing code or scripts to launch their attacks, often driven by boredom or the thrill of the challenge. 7. Which of the following best describes a black hat as discussed in the given text? A. An attacker who launches cyber attacks for fun or out of boredom, without any particular goal. B. An activist group that raises awareness about social and political issues by launching cyber attacks. C. A group of highly organized attackers, typically sponsored by nation-states or governments, that engage in targeted cyber attacks over a long period of time. D. A group of individuals involved in cybercrime with the primary motivation of making money. Explanation. The given text describes Black Hat or an advanced persistent threat act as a group of highly organized threat actors. These actors typically receive sponsorship and resources from nation-states or governments and conduct targeted, sophisticated cyber attacks over long periods of time. Such attacks often result in unauthorized access to systems and data for extended durations, allowing the actors to exfiltrate significant amounts of data. 8. What are attack vectors and how do attackers use them? A. They are the paths that attackers use to gain access to computers and networks in order to exploit vulnerabilities. B. They are tools that attackers use to infiltrate cyber systems. C. They are a type of virus that attackers use to hijack networks. D. They are methods attackers use to sabotage technology. Explanation. Attack vectors are the paths or methods that attackers use to gain access to a computer or network. Typically, these vectors are used to exploit vulnerabilities in the system, often as a means to infiltrate high-value targets by initially targeting a lower-level, less secure target. 9. Which of the following attack vectors is estimated to be the starting point of up to 91% of all attacks? 8. Social media. B. Wireless networks. C. Email. D. VPN. Explanation. Email is often used as an attack vector, where the attackers frequently send out spam with malicious links or attachments. As much as 91% of all attacks are estimated to start with an email. 10. Which of the following best describes the primary difference between a worm and a virus? A. A worm requires user interaction to run. B. A worm attaches itself to an application and runs when the application is started. C. A worm consumes more network bandwidth. D. A worm is not a self-replicating malware. Explanation. According to the given text, one of the significant problems caused by worms is that they consume network bandwidth. This is uniquely stated as a characteristic of worms and not viruses. Subscribe for more.